There are these common questions asked of prospective college students. Where do you want to go to college? What's your major? What do you want to do with your life? Oh, but the real important questions on the application are the essay questions. Indicate a significant risk, achievement, or ethical dilemma you have faced. Indicate a person who's had a significant influence on your life, and tell of that influence. I mean, I don't want to go to college. I said it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It doesn't appeal to me. I mean, I just went through 12 years of teachers, textbooks, classes that I don't care about. Why would I pay for 4 more years of school just to find myself? I already know who I am. I'm average in just about every aspect of my life. My grades, my looks, my personality. Everything is just plain and normal. Maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe it's about finding yourself. Not about your degree or your academics. Perhaps it's about the steps towards becoming an adult. That's what's drawing people to the universities. Your walk across the stage signifies your final step of growing up. That piece of paper you receive is who you are. I mean, all one can really hope is the person on that paper is the one that you want to be.
College.
Newfound freedom.
No parents, no curfews.
Co-ed dorms.
Maybe losing our virginities?
Whoa, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Online classes.
Social distancing.
Quarantine.
And don't forget these little beauties.
Okay, maybe not.
Papers.
I declared my English major today.
Tests.
3 in 1 day and no time to study.
Group projects.
I always have to do all the work.
Inconvenient office hours.
Library study sessions.
Way too much coffee.
College is
Necessary.
Stressful.
Draining.
College sucks.
Usually.
Sometimes.
Not really.
Always.
Junior.
Sophomore.
First year.
Impression.
senior.
New friends.
A fresh start.
Ready to be myself for once.
Ready to be different for once.
2021.
Technology is one of the fastest growing fields.
Phones are more common than books.
Textbooks cost more than phones.
The world is getting smaller.
And the people are getting bigger. Okay, bad joke.
Anyways,
College is gonna be the best 4 years of my life.
I hope not.
I wouldn't mind if it was.
I hope I haven't already peaked.
Our future is uncertain.
But for the next 4 years.
We'll do our best to forget that.
And when that doesn't work,
We'll get really drunk.
Funny story. Never saw the part where the dude slipped on the banana peel coming. What can I say, Abby? Is it your worst work? No. Is there room for improvement? I'd say a hard, fast yes. I don't understand why you're trying so hard to do something you're not into. Getting people to laugh at your jokes doesn't make you likable. You know what I like? I like when you get so uncomfortable, you make that stupid fish face. I like when people ask how you're doing and you respond with dandy or nifty just to see if they really care how you're doing. I like when your hair falls out of your braid after you spend all morning trying to perfect it. You don't work at these things, you just do them. That's the girl I want to know.
Financial aid called me. They said, hey, you owe us. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm broke. And they said, you owe us $1. Huh? And then they said, and until you pay us our $1, we are going to freeze your meal plan, transcripts, ID card? But I just ignored it because I'm figuring that my private liberal arts college really won't mind if I don't pay them $1. No one's gonna go bankrupt over $1. Well, the next day, I get another call, and they say, yo, asshole, you now owe us $25. You know, if I had $1 for every time my school tried to squeeze more money out of me, I'd be able to pay my whole tuition.
I noticed it first starting to happen the moment that I stepped onto campus alone. I mean, the last time I'd been there, I was with my mom, someone comforting, someone who knew me. I was walking to my first class, and I saw all these people, already in groups, having already met. I guess I missed the whole orientation bonding experience. People whispered and looked in my general direction. My heart began to feel like I had just run a mile in 5 seconds. Gravity pressed in on all sides of me. I couldn't breathe. It took 30 minutes for the first attack to pass. I decided to get help against my parents' wishes. They said I was fine, but this was bordering on harmful to my life. I went to the Student Health Service Center and got a counselor, filled out a mental health observation test form thing. They put me on a medication to help with anxiety, bupropion. Developed a horrible rash. Apparently, I was allergic. My parents said it was karma. I said it was science. So I switched to another medication, and after about 2 weeks, I began to feel, well, balanced.
Whenever I leave my dorm room in the middle of the night to go pee, I do a little dance as I walk past the garbage room. Why? Well, I'm not doing an interpretive dance. I'm not doing performance art, people. I'm simply acknowledging the hidden camera that resides in a tiny box on the shelf of the garbage room. Why do you ask, is there a hidden camera in the garbage room of a freshman residence hall? Well, it's not because there's drugs. It's not because there's alcohol. It's because we have a renegade pisser. Yep, you heard of your folks. Some girl's live-in boyfriend has been pissing in our garbage cans. Our collective garbage cans. So the hall gets the faintest cologne de urine. It's wonderful. I've caught him a few times. Me, half asleep, clad in sweatpants, sometimes toothbrush in hand. Him, frantically stuffing his dick back into his pants and speaking walking down the hallway like he isn't actually going back into the room right across the hall. I'm thinking about submitting a petition to make the bathrooms co-ed. But I think I'll indulge him. Thrill the chase, you know? There he goes. Catch you later.
Post it.
Because we're done. We've tried for months, but talking to you is like talking to a Yeti. It took 5 packs of Post-its with arrows and exclamation points to get your attention. You dumbass Neanderthal.
Consider the sheer quantity in the bathroom alone. You miss and or drip when you shake it.
Post it.
You shed like a freaking Yeti. Your shirties and curlies are everywhere.
Post it.
Hair on the bathroom counter, the floor, the bathtub, in my teeth. Because I know that you farted into my pillow. Do not even deny it. Mason came home early from oral microbiology and caught you in the act.
Humongous pile of dirty dishes, all yours, you freaking biohazard. Post it, post it, post it. Now we know why the Greeks excommunicated your ass. And stop using my trash can. Stop leaving Cheez-Its and snot rags under my bed. And close the door when you leave for class.
Post it, post it, post it, post it.
We're being serious. The guys want to hold you down and take turns beating the shit out of you. I said chill, because you're going to go to the RA right now and request reassignment. Because if you don't, I'm going to hit send with color documentation and gifts. That's right. Everyone will know what a douchebag anus looks like. See if any hospital will be dumb enough to give you an internship.
Hashtag roommate from hell. Move out or we're gonna post it.
Post it, post it, post it.
Your choice.
Apparently, my high school did a horrible job of preparing me for college. My freshman orientation class had us read this essay, Why I'm Not Going to Buy a Computer by Wendell Berry. And the whole essay is just him dogging on computers and the death of nature and all that hippie shit. So it's the second day of class, and our professor has us read this essay and write a 4-page paper on whether or not we agree with the old bat. Obviously, I don't agree with him. I mean, I'm on my phone all the time, and that is technically a computer. So anyway, I write my paper going against everything he says. Takes me 7 hours, it's great. I turn it in. Next class period, we get them back. I got an F. Now, I realize my spelling isn't great, and I can't form a sentence worth shit, but just because I'm the only one who says that I'd rather keep computers than be a farmer for the rest of my life doesn't mean that I'm the only one who should get an F. I'm fine with failing, okay? But come on. I'm the only sailor on this boat? Whatever. Screw Wendell Berry and his computers.
It's like an escape or a threat, like an overreaching net of suffocation.
Or like strangulation or separation.
Sleep deprivation.
For me, it's like a story unfolding under the folds of love.
And loss.
And longing.
And lust. Like the last lengths of luxury before lying.
And when you try to just go to sleep, each breath is like some struggle to overcome.
Come back home to your head before the light changes.
And like your eyes are gaping and crushing, trying to bear the strain of it.
The steady, salty tears.
Searing.
The barely bearable breakout before the day breaks over you.
I'm always clinging to it, like it's swaddling me with cloth and comfort.
An unbearable heat.
And suffocation.
But I'm still attempting to escape this strangulation, you know? The fear of like this impending separation.
The oncoming sleep deprivation.
But what's the absolute worst is the terrifying, terrible truth that the dark can't keep us forever, you know?
I did the impossible today. I applied high school math to real life. As I walked to class with the scorching sun beating down on me, I began to drag my feet, slower and slower, until I was still. Around me, a flurry of students thrives. 5.5 feet in front of me, someone slams on their brake brakes to avoid a nasty collision. 20 degrees to my right, a girl with hair in perfect ringlets laughs obnoxiously about something She can't even. I find that odd. 5/16 of an inch. Someone shoves past me in a space that is much too cramped. Going much too fast. Going. Moving. A constant motion. What is the formula for distance? Rate times motivation? Why? Why do I subject myself to the geometry of this daily routine? Same track, little clockwork pieces making the same shapes, day after day. I want to exist outside the clock.
When winter came to freshman year, we sobered up in a heaving heap on the futon, yawned, unraveled, and in the needled breeze from the window groped among the bodies and the couch cushions for recollections of September.
When winter came, we played pirates and paint scrapers in the leathery leaves, and we laughed. But we were up against centuries of symbolism, and not a wrestle in the world could make the trees look any less like skeletons.
When winter came, we could not explain the origins of our sins. The bruised shins, egos, transcripts were hieroglyphs of an autumnal language we'd forgotten.
When winter came, the music stopped and strings snapped. We dropped into the closest tired arms and loved for the sake of hibernation.
When winter came, you were spitting blood and Benadryl into homeless oblivions, and we tossed the last of our coins between tuberculosis and exposure.
When winter came, we went to war with November, but it won, and we retreated to guard the remains of our idealism like sick, molting dragons.
When winter came, we thought the snow would be pretty, but it wasn't.
When winter came, we thought we could keep each other warm, but we couldn't.
When winter came, you said, "No, it won't," but it did.
And when winter came to freshman year, I'm not sure it ever left.
I don't get it, Brain. We were so close last year and we talked a ton over the summer. But now, what's going on? I get that you're busy with school and work. No, don't look at me like that. I do understand. You're not the only one with student loans to pay. I work my ass off too, you know? My scholarship doesn't. You know it was gonna be rough for me after quitting the team. Why does it feel like I can't come back to you anymore?
I don't want to fight with you, Bran. I just want to go back to us. You know, grabbing a beer at the pub after class, sneaking onto the football field after midnight, counting how many times Professor Black loses his clicker. All that crap. You can't pretend it didn't happen. We've been back almost a month now, and I've seen you, what, twice? You said you'd be there. Why does it feel like I can't come back to you anymore?
Fairest of all facets of the lovely human form cannot be found in the facade or features of the face. The lips be soft and cheeks be strong and eyes be bright and warm. To find the chiefest feature, one must seek a different place. The hand is gripping, yes, and some may name it body's king, for it is nimble and dexterous and clever in its own right.
But higher than the mighty hand exists
simple beauty grips the soul in joyous flight. But think you not these lines of mine suggest a thing untoward?
The reproductive organs have a beauty of their own. But even still, it cannot be the body's greatest lord.
The greatest of all body parts is that which sits upon the throne.
Compared to its perfection, nothing else can make the cut. The loveliest of body parts can only be the butt.
We love the D. Everybody knows it. But we also hate the D. I mean, who doesn't? And the sad thing is you can't find one without the other. The D I want doesn't want me unless I've got washboard abs and buns of steel. But I deserve the D. Don't I? The damn romance, the damaged heart coverage, the dancer with the donk, the Donkey Kong to my Candy Kong. But just because you want the D, something so many of us want, doesn't mean we want yours. So put it back in your pants. Don't go swinging it around everywhere. It's not a jump rope. Plus, that'll just let everybody know you measured in centimeters and not inches. And I know size doesn't matter, but just because you have a huge D doesn't give you the right to be a huge
Last year, I kissed a girl and cried. I left her cold and alone, begging for the mercy of my love, wrapped only in the lonely solace of an empty offering plate, waiting for a sign from the white dove perched in the belfry of my heart, but I was too scared to be hated because I loved her. If you say that God does not love those who love beyond the boundary of genders, then I say that God does not love at all. On Sunday, I kissed a boy and cried. To say that this love is any different than the loves I've had before because there is a devil on my shoulder no matter who is in my bed. One is called promiscuity and the other homosexuality, but there is a devil on my shoulder no matter who is in my bed and a fire in my soul no matter who lays me down. I can preach my own goddamn sermons now.
You want to know why I'm not going in there? Look at those people. Look close. Look at every one of them. What do you notice? You don't see it? Look again. Yes, all the girls are wearing heels. Keep looking. Most of the guys are tall. Yeah, what do they all have in common? Every single person in that room is white, like you. You walk in, you feel safe, maybe a little bit nervous because you don't know anyone. But me, I'm on guard. I know they're all wondering what I'm doing here. We got invited. Think about it. He invited you, not me. I just happened to be standing there like I was part of the sidewalk. Go ahead if you want to. I bet he will show up eventually. But this ain't my party. This is your wall, not mine. Let's go, okay? Let's go.
Sometimes I wish I could get hit by a car on the crosswalk outside the university.
So all the people who are mad at me will feel bad.
Just a little bit.
Just sometimes.
And I realize just how deep the hole is I've dug myself in for the semester.
It usually hits me at 2 a.m., halfway through my 4th
or 5th panic attack of the month.
And I realize all the other things that people do too.
And then I realize I am nothing.
And I want to get hit by a car so I could have an excuse to complain.
There are 3 basic commandments for having sex when you have a roommate. 1, thou shalt not have sex when thy roommate is in the room. 2, thou shalt always clean up. And 3, thou shalt decide on a code. Ours was a sock on the door. So I opened my door that clearly has no sock on it, as you can see. And bam! There's my roommate and his girlfriend, and they're like going at it, and I'm like, whoa, sorry, and I run out of the room without getting my backpack. But then I realize my roommate is completely naked, except he's wearing socks. And I start to get mad because clearly there are socks in the room. He should have taken one off, okay, and put it on the doorknob. Oh my. I mean, okay, I get it. We all like to do a little bit of extracurricular frick-fracking, okay? But really? The commandments are there for a reason! Ah.
When I was 17, I won an award for excellence in writing. It was found in a collection of poems I wrote about my eating disorder. The last one was called Recovery. It tied it all together. Made it seem like this disease had a cure. I remember how much I hate the title. Every time I pinch my fat, every time I cry in a dressing room, on a scale, face down in a toilet bowl, I see the word recovery etched along my stretch marks. I dig my fingernails into the flesh around them. A messy eraser for this word I was a ward for, but have never known.
Classes for next semester are finally scheduled. It took me 2 whole weeks after the time I was assigned to register, but I got it done. Basically, I didn't get, any of the classes that I wanted. If you schedule on time, you get to do it on the internet. It's a totally easy process, but I was late. I already feel like I'm being crushed by the stress of it. My mom was excited, though. I think she hopes I'll become some kind of scientist or something, but she forgets I don't have any ambition. But who knows? Maybe I'll decide that I love physics and become a physician, or wait, that's not the right word. Physicist! Yeah, that's it. What is physics anyway? I think it has to do with strings and time. Oh shoot, maybe we'll get to learn about black holes. Black holes have such a strong gravitational pull that if you get too close, it's impossible to resist. That's the only thing I remember from high school science. Sometimes I feel like school is a black hole. Just a big, dead star that destroys and consumes any and all info for me. classes for next semester are finally scheduled. It took me 2 whole weeks after the time I was assigned to schedule. Anyways, my mom wasn't very happy. Hi, can I help you? I'm sorry, all those classes are full. Do you need any more information? Events. Coming together. School is stressful. I'll be a couch potato. Couch potato. This semester I'm taking physics. What?
She looked at me, and I looked at her. The teacher had said, "Find a locker partner." And there she was. All it took was a glance. Now listen, this is no love story. She was weird and friendless, and I was by no means popular. I kind of was in the middle area of the middle school politicking. We found each other as we tried to find ourselves. High school came and went, and we were as thick as thieves. Among which, might I add, there is no honor. You know, friends, they stick together until graduation. I went off to college, and she married a coal miner. But still, she clung on tight. Hey, long time no talk. We never see each other anymore. I just wish I could say, hey, you moved away. We have nothing left in common, so let's just call it a day. Instead I say, oh yeah, you know, I'm just so busy writing this essay. And then I pray she'll leave me alone. Look, I hope you didn't come for a morality play. I'm every man failed, gorged on moral decay.
What does it feel like when you've hit rock bottom? Does the gravel dig into the palpable flesh of your cheek, of the soles of your feet when you stand? Does the suffocating air taste like surrender? Does it smell of defeat? Do you? How long is the tunnel of this cave you fall into? Does the darkness of it stop? Will there be light?
Hey, did you see the new episode about the chemtrails? So you know those cloudy lines that come from planes. Well, this guy I was talking to said that those lines, those clouds, are chemicals that the government is dispersing into our atmosphere to control the weather or our minds, you know? That's so scary. I mean, I don't believe it exactly. But if you think about it, I mean, maybe the government made me fail my trig final, right? We're powerless. We're being controlled. It's subtle. Like telling you to be content with everything. Don't get involved. Buy Coke, you know? So I've made a decision not to fly on planes anymore. I won't implicate myself in that. Oh, I know. You know I know.
I owe $90,000 to this university, and I am graduating in May with 0 prospects in sight. Oh, I've tried other paths. I've tried crowdfunding my enormous debt online, and 3 people gave me $25 miserable dollars. am just taking back a slice of the price that I have paid by renting, for the weekend, my room. $150 a night, Airbnb. I know what you're thinking. No, Jack White, don't do it. They're gonna destroy the property. It's a frat house. But Jack White, you're exposing us to safety and security risks. Yeah, sure, if you're a paranoid, fear-ridden asshat, if you're quivering in your boots thinking some guy on vacation is gonna kill you, if you're whining, what if they play loud music, or touch my things, or what if they're an immigrant? Sure, we're so inclusive, and community engaged, and globally aware, but Jack White, stop getting those people from the globe and the community off our campus. And by the way, you're expelled. We're all in debt. We're in debt to our parents emotionally. And guess what? We live in a desirable part of town, sweeping views of the city. I am the hero this campus deserves, but they'll hunt me because they can't take it. Life, liberty, Airbnb. Hashtag free Jack White.
You say that you want to learn about my life, but I don't think you do. I think you want to analyze the words I say and how I say them so that way you can throw the fragment of myself that you choose at your little list of categories. Depression, anxiety, PTSD. Sadly, I don't think it fit any of the categories on your list. It would make my life way easier if it did. Then you could just dope me up and shut me down, this little voice that catches in my throat and wants to scream. Can we talk about shapes for a moment? It's one of the first things that we are taught. This shape fits in that shape, match of the corners, and that is that. Primitive, really. The idea that shapes don't change. I was the prize child with everyone's hopes pinned to my coat. I was the first to go to college. My father cheered, my mother cried. I fought tooth and nail to be here. Why? Are we all shapes, all things? Start with a line and end with a line. But my life has been a series of lines. Dead lines. One after another, often overlapping, trisecting and dissecting my form until I am in tiny little pieces.
Good afternoon. You've reached the enrollment office of Everything to Everyone University. We are always here for you. Just not right now. Please leave a message at the tone.
So, I know this is a bit awkward, but we need to talk.
I know we've been together for a while now, and we've had some great times, but
I think it's time for me to move on. The thing is, I've met someone. I don't know what it is about them that's so alluring. Well, I mean, I do.
You see, they've offered me God, this is so hard to tell you. They've offered me a paid TA position.
It's not you. It's me. Well, I mean, it's a little bit of you.
You just can't get anywhere with a bachelor's anymore.
Don't say that. It's not your fault.
You've been great.
it's just that I've always seen myself as more of a PhD type, you know?
I just don't think I'm ready to settle down just yet.
And there's just nothing left for you to offer me.
Of course we can still be friends.
I'm sure I'll be in town for an alumni function sometimes. And, you know.
You'll always be my first.
There's an astronaut who came down from space and found out he wanted to go back. At night, he dreamt of the empty nothingness and distant pinpoints of light. The rough, dusty surface of the moon, the silence in a suit. He dreamt of drifting in a void, his soul as weightless as his body. Each hair on his head spread in a fine, free, floating fan. He dreamt of the earth, a ball shrouded in cloud and sunlight, all of history and humanity in a single glance. The astronaut is me, but I've only dreamt of going to space. I'm not a pilot or an engineer or a mathematician. I'm just here talking to you, chained by deadlines, expectations, student debt, and gravity.
Have you guys felt it yet? I know there are days in February when sick gray snow piles rotting on the banks, just like we want to pile our sick selves under blankets.
You know how a couple weeks ago it was like 50 degrees outside and everybody walked to coffee shops and you saw a lot of dogs on the sidewalk?
This is a love poem for the thaw.
Look, it's about time to forgive yourself for all the things you slept through.
This Junebug gift buzzes like a banjo and gives you permission to feel plucky again.
You've done enough penance for lost papers and unsent emails?
Stand those antennas to attention, because there's summer in the air, and the air in you, and you in the summer.
We survived another bone-sharp winter.
Here's to hoping.
Here's to hopping.
Here's to Junebugs.
Here's to...
Come on, weirdos. Let's